Hello, my dear kids. How are you all? I hope you all are doing good. So, my dear kids, here we will start chapter number 7 of your book, and the name of the chapter is Introduction to Scratch. So, in this chapter, we will see first of all what is a scratch. Okay, in computer, we can call Introduction to Scratch. We will see what is this. How we open a file and close a file in this Scratch. Okay, then we will see the components of Scratch. So what are the components that is there in the Scratch window? Okay, and then we will see how we can edit, save, delete the documents that is there in the Scratch window. Okay, so all these things we have to discuss, we have to see in this chapter. Okay, so let's start this chapter number 7 of your book. Okay, so let's start. First, before starting the Scratch, we have to understand about what is a programming language. Okay, we will see what is a programming language. Okay, so a programming language is a means of communicating instruction to a computer. So with the help of this programming language, we can able to communicate. What we do? Communicate with the computer. So just as people use different languages like English, Hindi, Punjabi, Japanese or German to communicate with others, computers uses programming language to interact with the user. So we can say computer also have the language. With the help of language, they can interact with one another. There is a wide era of programming language including Cubase, Java, Python, C++, Scratch and many more. So these are some programming language. Sometimes we can see about C++, Java. These all are including Scratch also. This is known as programming language. So what does programming language do? So just like human beings, they have the language to communicate. Just like computer, they have the language that is programming language that help us to computer to communicate with you. Okay. So let's see, in the programming language, two things are very important. First is program. So what is program? And second one is programmer. So what is the difference between them? Let's see. First is program. A program is a set of instructions that direct a computer to perform a specific task. So with the help of program, it helps us to do a particular task. Specific tasks we can do with the help of program. Different programs are there. Okay. Second thing is programmer. What is a programmer? So the person who is responsible for crafting these instructions in a logical sequence is known as programmer. Programmer means the person that responsible for crafting the instruction in a logical manner. It's known as programmer. In this chapter, we will focus upon Scratch programming. In this chapter, we will see what is a Scratch programming all about, how they work. Okay, so let's start about Scratch programming. Okay, so let's see. Scratch is a high-level programming language. So what is Scratch? Scratch is a high-level programming language that empower us to create programs in a visual and intuitive ways. In Scratch, we don't write code in a traditional sense. Instead, we drag and snap together colorful blocks that contain different commands. These blocks are staged to create animations, games, and stories. With the help of this, we can able to create stories, games, and all these things. Next, at the heart of Scratch programming, it is, what is it? It is sprite. What's that? Sprite. A sprite is a graphical object that can receive and execute command. So sprite is a object that receive and execute the command. With Scratch, we can instruct a sprite to perform various actions such as moving, rotating, changing size, switching costumes, playing sound, and much more. So with the help of this, we can able to do lots of functions like moving, rotating, changing size, changing costumes, and etc. This makes Scratch an ideal platform for creating interactive projects and bringing our creative ideas to life. Okay, so this is how the Scratch programming is working. Now we will see getting started with Scratch. How we can start with Scratch. Okay, let's see. So once we have downloaded Scratch, follow these steps to begin our Scratch programming journey. So how we can begin our journey? Let's see one by one. First, what you have to do? We have to do launch Scratch by either clicking on Scratch 2.0 or either Scratch 3.0 version depending on your preferences. So according to your preferences, we can select Scratch 0.2 or Scratch 3.0. The Scratch program will open ready for you to start creating. So now the program is opening up and you can start creating your work here. Okay, so you can start your work in that. So alternately, you can also double click on Scratch shortcut to quickly access the program. Either we can do this, either you can directly double click on that Scratch programmer. It automatically opens up. This is how it looks. Now we will see component of Scratch window. So what are the components that is there in Scratch window? Let's see one by one. Okay. So the Scratch window comprises several keys components. Let's explore them step by step. So they have the components. We will see one by one what these components all about. Starting with the first one, menu bar. What's that? That is menu bar. Okay. So the menu bar houses various commands and options, including those to create a new project, save a project, and access Scratch project tutorial. So with the menu bar, we can do all these things that is there in the top side of your screen. Okay, we can see menu bar. Okay, so in the menu bar, it is mentioned that you can create a new project, save a project, and access to the Scratch project tutorial. Now, some other element of Scratch window, some other element is also there in the Scratch window. What are they? Let's see. First is globe button. What's that? Globe button. Can you see where it is located? So the globe button is also there. So we can see the button provides access to a list of available language in which Scratch is available. So in the globe button, we can see the languages that is available in the Scratch software. So the button provides access to a list of available languages in which Scratch is available. It allows us to switch from English to your preferable language. So we can choose the language in the global button. From the global button, we can select the language. Second is file menu. So file menu is also there. Okay, so file menu is also there here also. Okay, so what's the role of file menu? Let's see. In this menu, you will find options to create a new project, save your current project, or open existence one. So all these things we can do with the help of file menu. Okay, so you can create a new project, save your current project, or open an existence project. So these things we can do. Next, edit menu. So edit menu is also there. Of course, with the name edit means we can edit with the help of edit menu. So the edit menu enables turbo mode. That is turbo mode. So turbo means in that you can do editing. When turbo mode is activate, a scroll bar is added to the stage for smoother interaction. Okay. Next tutorial is also there in the Scratch programming. So this options open a new window providing a guidance on specific blocks and features. Okay. So these are the some we can say elements that is there in the Scratch window. Now we will see stage area. Stage area means that area which in which you can draw, write, or something like that. This is stage area. Can you see this from the picture? Okay. Stage area. What's that stage area? Let's see. Okay. So the stage is a crucial area of Scratch where we position the sprite and observe the outcome when our program is run. So in the stage area, the program that is running, it is shown in that area. By default, the stage has a white background. So the color of that is white. It's where the sprite It's where the sprite is initially positional when we start a new project in Scratch. This is where the sprite interact with the other sprites and object on the stage. Okay. Now we will see some part of the stage button. So that some other parts are there in the stage button. Let's see one by one what are these parts. The first is stage button is there. Can you see the stage button? Here we can see stage button. Okay. Stage button, green flag, stop button. All these things are there in the stage area. Okay. So first is stage button. So this button allow you to switch between full screen mode to normal mode. Okay. Now green flag. What does green flag do? So this green flag is used to execute a program within the Scratch window. Okay. Next, stop button. What does stop button do? This button is used to halt the execution of Scratch program. So stop button means they stop the program. Okay. Green flag means they execute that program. If green flag shows, that means from that we can execute the program, and with the stop button we can stop the program. Okay. Now we will see sprite list. What that sprite list? Let's see. The sprite list display all the sprites within a project. So within the projects, what are the sprites? We will see here. It includes button for assessing the sprite list and managing the backdrop of the stage. Additionally, you can find various buttons for adding new sprites, uploading new ones, adding backgrounds and drawing backgrounds. So we can do all these things. Now, sprite information. What is sprite information? Let's see. In the sprite list, select a sprite and check the button. Or we can say click the button on the upper left corner of the sprite. It shows us the option to rotate the sprite, change the direction and change the name of the sprite. So you can do whatever the things that we are doing in MS Paint or in QX Paint, we can do all these things here also. Okay, we can change the direction, change the name, all these things. Now we will see understanding the blocks. How we understand the blocks. So blocks are used to create programs in Scratch. So blocks are there to create programs in Scratch. So there are 10 categories of color coded blocks. So how many blocks are there? 10. So let's see one by one. What are they? First is block categories. First is block category: motion, look, sound, pen, data, event, control, sensing, operators. So these are the blocks. Now we will see one by one what are their roles. Okay. So first is block categories. So there are various block category in Scratch based off their functionality. Let's discuss. So there are some blocks. Let's see one by one. First block is motion. What is motion? So this block contains the commands to move the sprite. So with the help of motion button, we can able to move. Okay, motion means to move. These blocks move the sprite in different direction. Okay. Here we can see different buttons is there. Next is look. These blocks are used to change the look of the sprite and background. So we can change the look and background from this block. We can change the costume of the sprite and apply different type of effect of the sprite by using the look category block. Next is sound. Also we can add sound. So this block are used to add and play sound in a Scratch project. Of course, sound means you can add your sound here. They let the sprite play in some music or the sound. Next is the pen. So these blocks are used to turn off the pen or off and help us to adjust the size and color of the pen. So we can adjust the size of your pen also. Next, data. So these blocks have two categories, variable and list are there. These categories help us to access and store the data. Okay. Next is event. Event is there. So these blocks are used to trigger an event on the basis of some other event. Next, control. These blocks control the execution of the sprite. Okay. So the execution of your Script is done by the control button. Next is sensing. So these blocks are used to sense the various input given by the user. The input can be digital or analog. These blocks sense the input when one sprite touches another sprite. Okay, next. Operators. So these blocks are used to perform various calculation and comparison. Now we will see moving our sprite. So how we can move a sprite? Let's see. So we need to follow the given steps to move a sprite. So what are the steps? Let's see one by one. First, open Scratch and a new project will be open automatically. Then the new project will open. Second, by default, the cat sprite is there on the stage. This is the sprite that is there on the stage. Okay. Drag when click block from event block. So in the event block, click on block. Okay. To go motion block and drag the block, move 10 steps. So here, if you move that, then that cat will move 10 steps ahead. Press green flag button, then the script is ready. Okay. So we can see with the green flag, it execute your program, and with the red one, with the cross one, it stop the programming. Okay. Now we will see creating a new project. So how we can create a new project? Let's see. So we need to follow the given steps to create a new project in Scratch. So how we can do? Let's see. First, double click on the Scratch icon. So in the Scratch icon, double click. Second, Scratch window will be open. Third, click on File menu and click on New button. So click on New button. Here we can see different, we can say blocks are there. Okay. Fourth, write the given coding in the script window. Fifth, press the green flag button and then your new project will be launched. Up next, we will see save the project. So now the project is done. How we can save that project? Let's see. So we need to follow the given steps to save the project. So we have to follow these steps to save the project. So what are the steps? Let's see one by one. First, click on File menu. Second, click on Save option. Third, the Save As dialog box will be appear on the screen. The same as followed in MS Word, also in MS Paint, also the same option. File, Save As option, and then you can rename the file also with your name, and then Save button should be there. Then your file should be automatically saved in your test room. Okay. Now we will see opening an existing project. So if you want to opening an existing project, so how we can open? Let's see. We can also open an already saved Scratch project and start working on it. We need to follow the given steps to open an existing project. So different steps are there to open our existing project. So what are the steps? Let's see. First, click on File menu. Click on File menu, we can see. Click on Load from the computer option. Third, the dialog box will pop up on the screen. Choose the project name which you want to open. This is how we can open. Then click on Open button, then the project will be open automatically. That much is clear. So this chapter is over. This chapter is new to you. So that's all, my dear learners, for this class. This chapter is over. So revise this chapter well. I will meet you in your next class. Till then, keep learning, keep shining. Have a good day. Bye-bye.